Okay, this is a quick video to go through question 2 from exercise 5Q, which is page 264 of the textbook. So you're given an equation here. You're told that Y represents profit and X represents kind of number of laptops sold. I'm guessing we've got a kind of laptop selling company. And the amount of profit that they make is given by this function. So 600x plus 15x squared minus x cubed. Now, this is an unfamiliar function, but it will always take its shape from kind of the highest power of x. And given that this is a negative, we'll have something that looks kind of like this. All right? And we're looking for the maximum profit. So essentially, we're looking to find this maximum here. Okay, this will go higher, but this is probably down somewhere where x is negative. So my guess would be, we've got x here and y here, we've got this kind of bump where we've got a maximum value of x, or a maximum value of y, with a corresponding value of x. Okay, so x has to be positive, because you can't sell a negative number of laptops. All right, so in order to find this maximum point, and also the minimum point, we're going to pick the maximum because we know the shape. We'll get two values from our equation, and we're going to pick the higher one, or the one that makes. We want to know, when do these maximum and minimum occur? Okay, this is when the gradient is 0. So we've got a momentary gradient of 0. So to find the maximum or minimum, and when I say finding the maximum and minimum, I'm talking about the x values, we need to differentiate and kind of set it equal to 0, because remember that differentiating is giving us the gradient function, and then we set equal to 0 and we solve it. So dy by dx, and so differentiating by term, I get 600, and multiply by the power, reduce it by 1, and here multiply by the power, reduce it by 1. So there's my differentiation done, and I want to set this equal to 0 and solve it. In order to solve this, I can put it into a calculator. This particular function is going to look like an, okay, so this is my kind of negative cubic function, and if I've got a negative quadratic function, it's going to look something like this. And I'm looking for when it equals 0, for when it crosses the x-axis. Okay, and these two numbers will correspond to kind of these here. You can do it on a calculator. I'm going to do it by just because it looks maybe like it might be doable. The first thing I'm going to do is divide everything by 3, because I can see that 3 is a factor, and that will give me just a single x squared, 10x and 200. And because this is equal to 0, the solutions of this will actually be the same as the solutions if I take all of these terms over to the other side, just to make the x squared positive. Okay, so I get x squared minus 10x minus 200. I'm only trying this because I want to see if I can factorise, because it looks like it might be possible. So I'm looking for I'll just reiterate, you can solve on the GDC or by hand. Okay, it's a quadratic. You know how to solve it by hand, factorise, and use the quadratic formula. So 200 here, that's 20, and they've got a difference of 10. And I want it to be more negative than positive, so it's going to be minus 20 and plus 10. So my possible values are negative 10 laptops or 20 laptops. So this will be our negative 10, so I probably needed to move my y-axis over slightly for a better sketch. That would be negative 10, that would be 20. The value that I'm interested in is 20 because x has to be positive. So this one is not possible. Okay, so we reject it. Reject, not possible. So if the question was, how many laptops do we need to sell at the max, that would be my answer. But I think the actual question is, what is the maximum profit? All right, so it's not x I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find y when x is 20. So I would write that as y of 20. So I'm going to substitute that into my equation above, 600x plus 15x squared minus x cubed. So that'd be again, I'll probably just pick up a calculator at this point, bung it in. 20 squared is 400 times 15. I feel like I could definitely do an advert. I'm being lazy. 6,000. 20 cubed is going to be 2 cubed is 8. 1, 2, 3. We've got 600 times 20 minus 15 times 20 squared. Sorry, that's not a minus, that's a plus. That's a plus. This should be plus. And then minus 8,000. So that's 18,000 minus 8,000, which is 10,000. So my maximum profit is $10,000, and that happens when I sell 20. Okay, all done.